For me, if there's one important component of smart home technology, it would have to be lighting. And today we're going to have a look at some connected lighting from Wiz. And if you haven't heard of Wiz before, you probably have heard of their parent company, Philips. They make the Philips Hue smart lighting. They have a little bit of a different system with their smart lighting. They run on what's called the Zigbee network protocol. And just simply, you have to have a special bridge or hub that makes that all work. But it works great. With the Wiz connected lighting here, they use the Wi-Fi standard. So everyone's got Wi-Fi routers in their home, and this works perfectly with it. You do have to set up the Wiz Smart Home app, but once that's all going, it's really simple to start adding all these different types of accessories and smart lighting. And it's so awesome. Like, you can just transform rooms with this type of lighting, because a lot of these that we're showing today can change millions of colors. So whether that's the kitchen, family room, or bedroom, you can really make a big difference. And so there are definitely some advantages to connected lighting. The big thing for me would be the overall convenience and the energy savings. Connected lighting, and especially the ones from Wiz here, are all LED standards now. So compared to the older fashioned incandescent lightings, you are saving a lot of electricity, and that adds up to hundreds of dollars of savings over the year. And beyond that, these things last forever. They last for thousands and thousands of hours. So they last dramatically longer than the old-fashioned light bulbs that we used to use. And so, I mean, they have all sorts of different types here, which we'll get into here shortly, but it is pretty exciting. So not only are the energy savings good, but with the overall scheduling and security, this is an important thing as well. The app is super intuitive. You can make all sorts of really cool schedules in here. Just down at the bottom, well, there's the icon schedule, so you can go in there. And just as an example, you know, I have a hard time waking up in the morning. I can actually set a schedule in my master bedroom to have all the lights in there come on at 7:30. Which is fantastic. Now the lights are bright and shining on me, and I don't sleep in anymore. And what I love here is the vacation mode as well. You know, if you're away from the home during the day, or you're going away for a week, you can basically just hit the one little button there, and the system will automatically turn the lights on and off, kind of pretending that you're home. So that adds a lot of comfort to me, you know, from a security perspective. And some other little features in the app that I really appreciate. Scenes. So you can go in here and basically create different types of color scenes in all the different rooms or throughout the entire house at the same time as well. So it's a lot of fun to play with this, to change all those types of lights. And you've also got something called rhythms. This is kind of fun. You can set up Instagram-friendly lighting. But more importantly for me is circadian rhythm. You know, how we keep awake and go to sleep at night. You can actually set that with all the different types of lights, so it kind of eases you into the night to go to sleep, and kind of eases you out of your sleep as well to get going on your day. It's, again, really simple to set all these things up, and another feature that I like is the voice control aspect. These work with a number of different types of voice assistants, including the ones from Google. So you can use Google to turn your lights on and off just by using your voice, and also Amazon Alexa voice assistant as well. And I love that. You know, I can be sitting on my couch, you know, it's kind of late at night, and if I want to turn the lights off with the lamps there, all I have to do is use my voice. I don't have to get up. Good for lazy people like myself. Speaking of convenience as well, this is awesome. They've got some other neat little add-ons here that I'm just loving. I didn't think I'd be using a lot of remote controls anymore once I got voice activation going on with a lot of my devices, but it's still kind of handy, I gotta say. With this Wiz remote, very inexpensive, and you can program these things to do all sorts of stuff with your lighting. So for example, with this one, I've got it set up in my kitchen, and I can use it to turn the lights on and off. I've got the little moon there that goes into night mode, so it kind of dims the lights right down. And you can see I've got 4 programmable buttons here as well. You can basically go into the app and set the different types of colors that you want the lights to change to. So whether you want a bright light, or maybe you've got a little more dramatic party going on, you want to get the lights down a little bit low, you can do that as well. And as you can see, I can control the brightness up and down. This is awesome. This is the motion control device. And this is great for things like hallways or at night. You know, you're going to go to the bathroom down the hall. So instead of turning all the lights on, waking up everybody, you can put one of these motion controllers up, attach it to the wall, and then through the app, basically program it. Say, for example, it's only working between midnight and 6 in the morning, so that if you're walking down that hall or starting to walk down that hall, it'll pick you up and turn that light on automatically for you, and not all the lights, which I think is pretty cool. And if you've got some older non-smart lighting, you can make them smart. They've got these 2-pack plug kits here, smart plugs. So you essentially just kind of plug these into a wall outlet, and if you've got your old-fashioned lamp, you can plug it in, and you can make it voice controlled, and you can also use it through the app as well. So the exciting thing for me is just the overall mood lighting that you can do with it. So for example, in the kitchen, I've got those halogen spotlights that I've had for years. And what I love about the new connected lighting from Wiz is that they've actually got the little GU10s. That's the name of these little spotlights. But a big feature for me is that these halogen ones, they were great because they lit up the kitchen, but they also lit up my electricity bill as well. Each one of these is 50 watts, and so they suck up the electricity. With the connected lighting from Wiz, they'll still give off that 50-watt rating as far as light brightness, but these use 90% less power. So I get a huge savings with that, but I still get all the brightness, but also all the ability to control the colors and the scheduling of them. Again, they've got a number of different types. They've got the standard A19 bulbs. You know, these are very familiar here. This is the equivalent of a 60-watt bulb, but again, at a fraction of the electricity, but you still get all the brightness. And up in my bedroom, I've got some sconces. I think that's what they're called, the things on the wall, and a chandelier that all use the little candlelight type lights. So they've got some smart ones here as well that I've plugged in. And now this is awesome because, you know, in the morning when I wake up, I want the lights bright so I can get dressed and get going with my day. But at night, sometimes you want the mood to be a little dimmer, maybe a little more romantic. It's pretty easy to set up. What about LED strips? This is really big for me. I'm really getting into this now. So you can put these things, you know, underneath counters, desks. It really enhances the room or the kitchen that you might be putting them in. This particular one, I actually put a strip right underneath my mantle in my fireplace. And it is awesome because I can change it in all sorts of different colors. During the day, I've got it turned up bright because obviously it's a bright room, so it kind of accents the fireplace still. But at night, if I'm watching a movie or a TV show, I can dim that right down as well. So these, they come in 2-meter strips. You can control them through the app. You can set it up with a remote control. They also have a little power button here, so you can actually circle through some of the color combinations through the actual button itself. But again, through the app, it's millions of different colors you can change this stuff into. And a big important thing for me as well is I guess the security and comfort knowing that I've got support behind this. So there are a lot of cheap LED strips out there right now you can get from overseas. And they're great because they're so cheap. But I'm telling you, you got to be careful. Like, do they have all the safety regulations, you know, from the CSA here in Canada? Do they have the warranty and support? And are they going to be around 3 or 4 years from now? Wiz is made by Philips. They've been around for a long time, and they're going to be here for decades more. So you know that any of the apps or anything they're creating are going to be here. And that's the challenge with some of this smart home stuff and the connected lighting. If you're going with some no-name brand, sometimes you have to be careful, because if that company ever goes out of business, so does that app. And so does that product. It's not going to work properly anymore. So I do like the security and comfort of knowing that this is backed by a big company like Philips. So if you are looking at upping your game in your smart home with some connected lighting, make sure that you go with one brand or company, because it's going to be so much easier to set up inside their app, and you don't have to worry about kind of connecting everything together to make sure it all works. This is the connected lighting from Wiz, and a great addition to any home or apartment.